Hello, everybody. I'm Ray Show's founder and administrative director of the St. Paul String Quartet competition, and I'm delighted to welcome the Pondrom String Quartet from Wisconsin here to the Zoom interview. Welcome, ladies. Would each of you just briefly tell a little bit about yourself and what city you're from and that sort of thing? We'll start with Sage.
Okay, I am Sage Eckerd Lee. I am 18 years old. I play the viola. I started playing violin when I was 8 years old, and I've only been playing the viola for about 2.5 years. But now it's my primary instrument, and I really love playing it. It's been great to work with this quartet. I live at the bottom of Wisconsin, like the central area, so it's like right here.
Mm-hmm.
And the nearest town is called Broadhead, so if you want to look it up, you can do so, but otherwise nobody knows about it.
Okay.
So,
We will now that you're in the competition.
well,
Jane, tell us your story. Tell us about yourself.
So I'm Jane Story. I'm the second violin, and I'm from Stevens Point, Wisconsin, which is like right in the middle of Wisconsin. I'm 16. I've been playing the violin for, I think, 12 years now, and yeah, that's basically it.
My name is Katarina, and I'm 14 years old. I play the cello, and I started when I was almost 4 years old. I was very inspired by Ava because I would always see her practicing. So that's most of the reason why I picked up the instrument, but I also really loved the sound. So, yeah.
Thanks, Ava.
So my name is Ava Kenny. I'm 17 years old, and I've been playing violin for almost 15 years. Yeah, I started because of my mom. She's a Suzuki violin teacher, and I was very inspired by that. And our whole family is musical. It's been wonderful to play with Katarina in a quartet, and to be a part of this quartet. It's been a wonderful experience.
That is a beautiful story, ladies, all around. So, first question, and anybody can answer. It's not for any particular one, and you can multiple answer if you want to. How did you all get together?
Okay, so we're all a part of the Wisconsin Youth Symphony Orchestra program, and so we all auditioned for the Honor String Quartet program, and so we were selected and put together into a group, and that's how we met.
Very good. And did my friend Carl Levine put you together, or was it your coach?
Yeah, we auditioned for Carl Levine and our orchestra conductor, Kyle Knox.
Very good, very good. All right, question number 2. See how easy that was? You guys have the answers here. How did you choose your name? Kenny girls, tell me how you chose your name.
So we were actually generously sponsored by Serena and Lee Pondrom, and through WISO, they sponsored our quartet, and we wanted to name our quartet off of their name.
Sage, why chamber music? Why string quartets?
I think that playing in a small ensemble has a completely different impact on your entire musical life than just playing in an orchestra. In an orchestra, you're in a section, you can hide behind people, you don't have as much communication with the other instruments unless you are inspired from yourself to do so, which I try to do, but it can be a lot more difficult in an orchestral setting, and it's also doing chamber music is very different from doing solo work. Personally, I much prefer playing in an ensemble of some size rather than doing solo work. And I think it's because of the people that you work with. I think that working in a string quartet gives you a great opportunity, especially as students, to hone practice skills and to hone people skills.
That's beautiful, Sage. Thank you. Katarina.
Well, similar to Sage, I think that it is wonderful to be able to play in a small group with just one person per part, because it really allows you to bring out each instrument on its own. Especially in some of our pieces, such as like the Lau and Mendelssohn, we're able to have solos that rotate around the whole quartet, which is very nice.
Well, I love chamber music personally, and string quartets especially. I think what both Katarina and Sage said, it's kind of, when you're playing in a small ensemble, it's very intimate and you can work on very fine details, and especially just hearing how all the parts intertwine. And it's kind of like a perfect balance between the cello, viola, two violins. Yeah, string quartet is amazing.
Actually, before this year, I'd never played in a string quartet except for during the summer. So this is the first time I've been in like an intensive group. And I joined because I wanted that experience of like playing in a smaller ensemble. And I've come to really enjoy that, and just like hearing the blend of the sound. I love the blend of the string quartet. It's so beautiful.
Who wants to answer this one? Describe your quartet's performance style. Okay, Sage?
I would say our performance style it's kind of on the serious side. And I don't necessarily always think that that's the greatest thing for the audience, but that's something that I think we've been trying to work on, is to get a little bit more of the lightheartedness in some of the pieces, especially some of the more humorous pieces that we have on our program currently. I would say that we try to represent ourselves in as professional a way as possible, both with obviously quality, but also the visual presentation.
Jane, what is your thought on your performance style, not the group's performance style?
I would agree that we are kind of serious in our performance style for sure. I think we've been working a lot to do a lot of communication, so we try to like move a lot with each other and just communicate in the group. I think that's something that's one of our focuses in performance.
Well, I would have to agree with both Sage and Jane. We do have a bit of a more serious side of our playing, but especially in the last few weeks, we have been working a lot on communication, like Jane said, but also we are trying to look up more from our music and to really use our way of playing as a way to bring out the character of the composer. And especially in our rehearsals, we sometimes even take away the music and like work on like our movements and how we would present ourselves to the audience.
Ava?
Yeah, like building off of that, I think definitely the composer and making sure the composer's intentions is very important in the audience. I think we've done quite a few like recordings type of things a few months ago, but I think having an audience is another aspect that helps us to be able to like kind of completes the circle of the string quartet, and we get to like bring our ideas that we've come up with the pieces. And we're definitely looking forward to that at the St. Paul.
How did you guys settle on your repertoire?
So we started with the Mendelssohn. I think we all decided that we loved the piece, and it was on all of our bucket list of pieces, I believe. But then to pick the Haydn and our contemporary piece, the Caroline Shaw Blueprint, we did a little Google form and all voted on our top and came to the conclusion of the Blueprint and the Rider fourth movement.
So when you were choosing your modern piece, was it just Caroline Shaw's music you were selecting from? You were going to choose from her pile of quartets, or was there other pieces on the list?
Well, there was multiple pieces that we have heard in the past at like music festival and also in numerous concerts. I would say two specific composers we were looking at was Jessie Montgomery and Caroline Shaw. They're both really amazing women composers that we have really been digging deep into their work in the past few years, especially.
Okay, can you tell a fun story about your quartet and its players?
Oh, Hmm. That's kind of hard.
You can think about it. Anybody want to start with one?
Well, you could think of this in multiple different ways, but this actually just happened this week. We were rehearsing and we were talking about how we should listen even closer to the rest of the group members. And I randomly came up with this analogy of Harry Potter. And do you know the Weasley extendable ears?
Yes.
So we were talking about how we should pretend that we had those ears and had the other ear right next to the other instrument. And we just cracked up about it. It was really funny.